Okay.
All right, everyone, let's get
All
started.
right. Yep.
Hi, Mom. That's my mom over there. She's visiting from New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Our only audience member today.
Yes, we want to welcome you to the village of Marvin. You watch your esteemed son sit here front and center on the dais. We're going to call this meeting to order, and we will do the determination of quorum. So is Wesley Chapel the only? Oh, Wesley Chapel's here. Hi, how are you? All right, so Wesley Chapel, we've got Mineral Springs, we got Waxhaw, we got Weddington, and we've got Stallings.
I think we've got a quorum here.
Think we're good? Yep.
And so can I get a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
All in favor?
4. Aye.
Maybe they are.
All right.
Is Indian Trail part of this?
And no.
Okay, well, we got everybody then.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Then we have adoption of the previous minutes.
Yep.
Can I get a motion for that?
Make a motion to adopt the minutes as stated.
All in favor?
Aye.
And those are adopted. Next is public comments. Anyone sign up for public comments? I don't think so.
Your mother?
Yeah.
I don't think she has anything to say about, nothing to say about local
Talk to us
politics.
about Manuka honey, maybe, or something from New Zealand that's very special. Okay.
All right, so then we have municipality reports is next. I guess we'll go, let's just start here and we'll go around the room.
The Village of Wesley Chapel is on track again for getting our audit done, finally. We've hired a new firm and are anticipating the audits to be completed by the end of August. We had our auditor kind of ghost us, so, yeah. I think you got yours, didn't you?
Same one. Us too.
Okay.
All
Wow.
three of us.
So the council has approved its budget for the 26-27 year with no tax increase. Yay. The silt removal, the pond at Dogwood Park, they finally have removed the silt from the empty lake that was there at a price tag of about $250,000, which we got a grant from to do that, to remove the sediment. And council has decided we have a couple of acres behind Town Hall, so we're going to sell that couple of acres, and hopefully that'll help us for the bill for the dam repair, because we're not having any luck getting grants or anything from the government or FEMA or anybody. So it's going to be estimated at $1 million to fix it, to fix the dam. So we're just seeing if we can, work along the way and get some money raised up as we go. We found there's another new business opening up in Wesley Chapel, a Mexican restaurant called Ay Caramba. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. I hope they're really good margaritas. The putt-putt golf course, the 9-hole putt-putt golf course at the park is just taking off. I mean, people are coming from all over to play. So if you get a chance, it's amazing. You have to go play.
Where is it?
Dogwood Park. Dogwood Park. You know where Dogwood Park is on Lester Davis Road? It's right off 84.
I've been there a couple of times. It's really nice. Yeah.
Well, it'll be nicer when we get the lake back up to snuff.
Right.
And we have our Amy Mumpower is now our official clerk. So that's another thing that we did different. That's it.
Thank you. And Mineral Springs?
Yeah, since we talked about finance, and we were actually really fortunate. I think. Sorry, Rustin, I was ready to do it. Back to the finance question, and I think we were fortunate as the common auditor for Wesley Chapel and Mineral Springs, and new auditor for Weddington, who never even did it once. Our finance officer, our new finance officer, I'm glad I didn't have to deal with it. He was extremely persistent between the local government commission and her, and was not taking ghosting for an answer. And we managed to get that audit for the previous year, for the 24-25. We got it completed and got it accepted by the LGC a couple of months ago. And now she hasn't sent her final invoice. It's like, well, you don't want to get paid either. So, but be that as it may, we've got our new auditor on board also. Finance officer is very happy with that. So it was a sort of trial by fire for our new finance officer who replaced me, but he's managed to get through all of that. We adopted our budget also, no tax increase on it. Actually, almost an identical, around 460,000 revenues and expenditures, almost no change. Had to cut close because we're not, state revenues are just flat. As I'm sure all of you are noticing as you work on it, the sales tax revenues they were good, but they're basically staying flat. And the way we are in terms of new construction, we don't have a whole lot of new development coming in. So we're looking at a pretty flat revenue picture for next year, but at least it's going to work. And otherwise, it's very, very quiet in Mineral Springs, and nothing else new is going on. So we're just happy to be moving along and hanging in there. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, well, we just passed our budget as well in Waxhaw. We asked, as we were working on the budget and leading up to the vote on it, we asked our manager to request for staff to find 5% in cost reductions, and they did. They actually found more than that. They found 7%, and it was over $500,000 that was found out of our $25 million budget, and we were originally going to move about $1 million out of fund balance to balance the budget. Now we only have to move half of that because of the cost savings, and we're also setting a lower baseline for next year, which is good. And our manager's been doing a great job of helping staff to think more along those lines of keeping the budgets a little slimmer. Not too much other than that. That was really what most of our energy was spent on the last few months, is the budget. So I will pass it along to you, Mayor Barbara.
Thank you. Yeah. Happy to say that we also passed our budget. We approved it. We're holding the line on taxes, so there was no increase. In conjunction with that, we have a roads task force that has really assessed the needs of our roads in our village and how we can properly adapt budget dollars in the right areas to address secondary roads and roundabouts and things like that. We're going to get a final report from that group here in probably the next month, so I'm very excited about that. Very, very proud of our finance team. We are between managers right now. We have an interim that's filling in right now. His name's Lehman, super guy. I think he was either Davidson or Cornelius? Davidson. So he is here several days a week filling in until we get all the resumes in, and we're going to start the interview process here in just a few weeks. There's a lot of anticipation about that. We launched our first newsletter. I've lived in Marvin for, well, not newsletter. Austin does a newsletter, and he does it every month, and he does a great job with it. We did a mayoral newsletter that's a quarterly that just sought to really educate all of our residents on things we're working on as a village and some of our accomplishments since a new council had, basically been sworn in. A lot of positive feedback on that. And then we have a ribbon cutting coming up in September for our park here. It's the Houston Ross Park. It's named after people that are a legacy here of the last, 150 years or so. So we're looking forward to that, and we're getting ready to break ground on a retention pond, or the pond, the water feature that's going out here. We're getting a nice water feature out here on our lawn, which will be really nice. And then Marvin has its own economic development, group that I'm on it with a couple volunteers from our village, and then a couple folks that are landowners here in Marvin, and we're seeking the best way to basically develop that land. And Hunter and Lucas are kind of heading that up, and we have a gathering August 11th in the evening to take public input, on some of the opportunities that actually exist in our village. And we have completed filling all the spots on our planning board. So little by little, these housekeeping items are getting done, they're important, and we're making progress. Tom? Thank you.
Weddington is working on a number of different issues at the same time. One, we go back to the financial issue, which from the last report I got, the League of, whatever that's called. Local Government Commission? The Local Government Commission has approved us firing and hiring back our old auditor for 1 year. But there's no way to get it done between now and the end of June, so we will file an appeal, so we don't have any problems there, but we should be done in kind of the same time frame y'all are. In 30 to 60 days, we should be back on track there. Then we're going out for bids for a new one for this coming year. After that, we did approve our town budget and kept our tax rate flat at 3.5 cents. And it's just over a $3 million budget, roughly. And that includes 5 deputies and trash service. So in there, so we do that. There was an increase. I think all of us got an increase on the deputies this year because of them adding a sergeant, which let's say we may not have liked, but we had to like it, if you know what I'm saying. We're in the process of hiring an administrator and a planner, and we're in the interview process currently on both of those positions, and we're wrapping up interviews to fill the vacant council seat, which we will have appointed at the next town council meeting. And we're moving along with some work, minor work cleanup at our park site next to the town hall, and working on some various things there, trying to move that process along of what we're going to do over there. And I'm trying to think what else of major importance. Can you think of anything, Jim, or does that cover most of it? Yeah, I think that covered about what we have going on. So we have to fill a council seat, we got to fill a planner and a administrator, and we have a host of resumes, and we're in the middle of interviewing everybody. So we hope to have all of these positions filled in the next 30 days. I think we also have the contract finalized for an interim contract planner. Pretty much it's supposed to be finalized. I'm not sure it's signed up on yet, but we'll finally almost till we have somebody to sit there. We do have some new developments. Planning board approved, has several approved waiting for council to do. Council is not going to look at any new developments until we have a planner on board of some description to assist us in our council meetings. So we have Mel Graham's project on the corner of Ray and Providence Road, and then Toll Brothers has one up on Weddington Matthews Road. Both of them are in the 30-ish unit range, and I believe that the Toll Brothers project is probably $1,750,000 up, and Graham's is probably $3 million and up type home sites. So that's where we are. So slow but steady, and we're chopping wood, let's say, in Weddington.
Thank you.
$1 million average home price?
Starting. And we have another one that's waiting to come that wants to build $5 to $10 million homes. So
We don't have that happening in Stallings.
they love to come to Weddington.
Yeah.
Well,
So, Mayor Sherrill, you have a Stallings update for us?
there's not much happening in Stallings. We are the only town represented here that had a tax increase. We did, inflation is kicking our budget.
For lack of a better word, right?
No, there wasn't lack of, it was discretion.
That was the better word.
Yeah, it was.
Out of respect for his mom.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, as politicians, we can take that, but moms are traveling. Anyhow, we had a 2% or 2 cents, not 2%, 2 cent raise in our tax rate. And I was not happy about it in the least, but we had no choice. But when I looked really closely in our budget, we put 1.4 million into a capital fund that we already had. So in the scheme of things, yeah, we probably wouldn't, if we'd not put the problem is, our capital fund is severely low, and needed to be buffed up, put some money in it. So we have it, but we needed to make sure that happens. So 2 cents is happening this year. We think down the road, we did a 5-year analysis, and I think this will hold us for the duration, so we'll see. The only other exciting thing for us, at least, is we have a Charlotte Knights game joint with Indian Trail tomorrow night that a lot of folks from both communities will be there, and both mayors will be there, so it'll be kind of fun. I already know those folks pretty well, but it'll be good to see them socially. And as far as, I think we're all, not all, many of us are members of Central Ina, and I'm the chairman of Central Ina Executive Board. The news that you probably know already, maybe, is Geraldine Gardner, the executive director, resigned and will be moving on to a different job out in Kansas. Till end of September, she'll be with us still, so it's not like we're stuck right now, but we'll be doing a national search to replace her. That's kind of big news, especially, I know, who uses, did you guys use
We're
Central
using them
Ina?
for our search.
Yeah, okay, I was asking around, and you
I
guys,
think that's who we didn't, that Central Ina we signed, is that who the contract planner is gonna be with? But is it Central Ina? Yeah, I thought so.
I didn't think you guys were members.
And actually, Mineral Springs was looking to, I didn't know that Geraldine had put in her notice, because I just spoke to her like, yeah, I just spoke to her less than just a couple of weeks ago, because we were looking at maybe getting some advice from them, and we still will, of course, because you guys still exist, and we've been a member all along, so. Yeah, your organization is fine. You guys will endure.
We were in the process of having her annual review of executive officers, and she said, well, before we go much further, I probably should.
I'm leaving.
I should just tell you what's going on. So I'm like, oh. So we quickly folded up our notebooks and listened to the other part back with a review. She was doing a great job, but no sense in going forward.
Yeah, Central Ina were very helpful with us in our search for our town manager last year and doing our retreat at the beginning of this year as well.
They have some really good services. We use them occasionally. We have used them for planning. Our former planning director is the planning director of Central Ina now, so I have a great relationship with her already, but she does a great job. So, yeah, I'm not plugging them. Well, I am plugging them, so if you need help.
You are plugging them.
If you need help with your municipal stuff, the details that elected folks don't get involved in and don't necessarily know, call on Central Ina. They'll be happy to figure out how they can help you. That's really it. Budget was a lot of our spring, just like everyone else's, and hated to have an increase, but we did, and I think we'll be fine. I know we'll be fine in the future. Oh yeah, topic that came up the other night, we had an extra meeting with Ron Mail from Union County Economic Development Commission, and we talked about what projects they're looking for, and we'd asked for an update on the sewer. He wasn't able to give that directly. He passed along a long memo from Brian Matthews, the manager. So basically, there is no, I mentioned this, and I probably keep mentioning it. We get a monthly report from, a report that comes off of the county commissioner's monthly report, which is sewer capacity plus permitted and how close it is to being capped. So we should all be aware of it. We had a discussion in our finance budget meeting that, well, we'll have growth to offset this in a couple years, offset. We don't need to do a tax raise. No, we won't. When it's capped, so that means nothing. So concern of ours.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all for us.
Okay, thank you. I did think of a couple of other things while you guys were talking. Waxhaw did open its learning center, a new facility recently. It's where the old Union County Library was, in like the old downtown area there. It's a really nice facility for folks who want to use the computer or have a small event or something. We are also resurfacing our skate park at the moment. It's just a basic resurfacing to sort of fix the worst issues. We have a design in the works for improving it at some point in the future as well. And then on July 4th, we have our July 4th parade. So thought I should mention that. All right.
Yeah, what time do they?
It starts at 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
And, sorry, this is normal one. All right.
Yeah, we've got a classic car show coming up. What Saturday is that? Is that a week?
So you have a car show with first-class cars at Marvin Eford Park on Saturday, July 18th from, I think it's 8 to 10 a.m.
Yeah. And then there's the British one in September.
Yeah.
British cars, yeah.
Okay, next item is old business, but we don't have anything on there. New business is consider adoption of 2026-2027 WUMA meeting schedule. So we all,
I put this together earlier this week for you guys. I just followed the same pattern from your previous year.
okay. Yeah, one of the things that was mentioned a couple meetings ago was getting our state reps in, and I had hoped that we would have them at the Waxhaw meeting, but we didn't. It wasn't in line with their schedule. So what I was thinking is that maybe one of these 4 remaining meetings for the year could be in Waxhaw, just to facilitate the equipment we have for streaming on YouTube in case the state legislators are there. Although I guess who else would have that facility? Wesley Chapel and Weddington, you guys have that as well. That's the only thought I had about these. Did you guys have any preference as to which location on which date or any of that? No?
You want to have it in Waxhaw?
I was thinking it would be nice if one of them was in Waxhaw.
You have a lot of space.
Yeah. And maybe so
We could switch with you. You take the October one for Wesley Chapel. That could be Waxhaw, and then Wesley Chapel could take the 28th of January. I mean, is that feasible?
sounds fine to me, yeah.
Do you think October 22nd would be okay for the representatives with the election in 2 weeks? It's hard to predict what they want to do.
Yeah.
That is true.
Actually, yeah.
They may want to be.
It could be a benefit to them to come out
Yes.
and use it as a campaign.
It's a public venue, so,
Yeah.
I mean,
So
they have.
they may like October. That might
Yeah.
work out very well for them.
Is that, I'm not so familiar with their calendar, the state representative's calendar. Which month do you think would be best?
They should have adjourned this short session by then, although you never know. I mean, the budget's not adopted yet.
They're going to want to be out
They're going to
campaigning,
want to be.
not
they're
be in
gonna
Raleigh,
try
I
to-
guarantee
They're
you.
going to try to be adjourned before that October meeting, I'm sure. Yeah,
Yes.
Tom is right. I can't.
As soon as they get a budget this time of year.
Yeah, they say they're going to.
Yeah, because they're going to want a campaign. So October probably is so that might be a good swap.
Okay. So should we swap then with Wesley Chapel?
Yeah, I
And
mean, if that suits you, if that's okay.
yeah,
That would
sounds
give you
good.
the time you
Yeah.
wanted.
Why don't you look at it this, my thought would look at it this way, if provided you can get them, sufficient number to come to make it worthwhile to swap.
Okay.
As long as they will say yes, or not
Right, because we
everybody,
could
but
always swap
enough.
later.
Yeah, you
We
can-
have time, so.
Yeah, you got time to swap, but no, that's a good possibility, and if you get them, do it.
Yeah.
Maybe a different time, like in August or whenever.
Yeah.
So somebody else would be able to switch.
Yeah.
Another thought on that would be, keep your January spot. Because at that point, the election will be behind them.
And you got your new.
All the
Yeah.
new, if there are any new people, you'll
Yeah.
have them.
Hmm.
And
Well, we'll have Clancy Balcom will be new, I'm sure.
Yeah.
he's a for
forgot
sure
that
new.
already.
Yeah,
They'll be,
yeah.
Dean and Willis,
Probably
and Todd
Willis.
Right.
most likely.
Just, but it's also going into a new, at this, October, they're done. January, if we meet with them in January, it'll be fresh.
That's
Plus, we'll
true.
have a chance to get with Clancy, so
Maybe we just keep it as it is then?
I would,
Yeah.
I think keeping it the way it is would work better.
Okay.
And if you did October, their mind's gonna be elsewhere. And
That-
busy.
Yeah, that sounds good to me, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess, should we do a motion to adopt?
Oh, can I
Yeah.
ask a question of this board? Is 4 PM the best time for everyone, or would it be a different time perhaps? My thought and concern is, and I'm thinking, my drive home today is gonna be an hour because of 485 traffic and then the back roads. I'm like, oh my God. This is as far from, it doesn't get any further in Union County for me. And vice versa, when you guys have to come to Stallings, you're gonna have to do the same thing. I was wondering if earlier in the day would work for folks, get out. I don't know. This is a thought.
About 3 o'clock?
Well,
What do you think?
the only thing is for the public, I think it's less convenient. They would probably prefer,
How about the public here today?
well, that's my point exactly.
How much public have we had at the
Bump it an
past number
hour,
of these?
does an hour work?
An hour
3
would work.
o'clock.
I'm back on the road by 4-ish. I mean, I'm not
cool
complaining.
with 3.
I'll go the back way and it'll take, I packed an overnight bag just in
Yeah.
case.
Yeah. No, 3's fine with me.
You guys want to move them to 3?
I could do it. It's not as easy with my work schedule, but I can
Well, do you want to do it at lunch?
have some flexibility.
I mean, I'm just throwing out. It doesn't have to change at all. I'm just throwing out like.
I'm
especially-
retired. I go whenever we need to show
I
up.
mean, Angel shows up for me at times because I sometimes am traveling on a Thursday if I
Yeah.
book in my week. But I like to either do earlier in the morning or later in the afternoon because I don't take lunch. I usually have conference calls and stuff in the middle of the day. So my vote would be for 3 o'clock, but I'll find a way to make it work no matter what we do. So
I'm good with 3.
3
I can make 3 work if that's fine with everybody. So, yeah,
If I could get a
we
motion
could
to
do 3
adopt as
then.
amended.
Yeah. Can I get a motion to adopt the
I make a
2020
motion, we adopt the agenda as stated with the start time at 3 PM.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. All right, motion passes. All right, we have delegate comments. Let's just go around the room again, same order.
For
Should we
what? I'm
start
sorry.
with,
Delegate comment?
yeah, if you have any other comments?
Well, no, I'm just happy to be here with you guys. I'm always impressed with the work that you guys do, and I'm just a lowly councilman, not anywhere near the mayor, but I am here second to do this, so. But it's just an honor for me to be here with you guys.
it's an honor to have
Awesome.
you. So thank you.
I guess one thing that just crossed my mind, many of you are probably aware of it, I just found out when I went into my office. Sorry, I did it again, Austin. Went into my office this afternoon, and there's just a little bill that looks like a standalone bill. I mean, the legislature's up to their usual, and it involves home occupations where they want to prohibit basically any local regulation of home occupations, and it looks like it's already come out of committee several times and will probably pass. So just one of the many intrusions on our ability to regulate our activities in our municipalities, and I don't know if it's going to pass, but it looks, from what they were telling me at the office, it looked like it's just on the way through, so.
Yeah,
You talking about 1047?
There's a pile in that.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them, and this one was just one that, it was a new committee substitute, a very small, very two-page bill. It's just for home occupations, and there's the parking one, I know that
There's parking.
they're
but
just
the
everywhere. so
permitting time shot clock is
They're
onerous.
yeah, there's that one. So they're still moving, there
The
doesn't seem to be any.
permit choice is onerous.
There's no, seems to be no let-up, so it's just, would you please just get your budget adopted and get out of Raleigh so you can, so we can take a breath?
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, on that note, I posted on my Commissioner Facebook page a link to a page that makes it easy to copy and paste all of the legislators' email addresses and to express concern about SB 1047 and SB 445. These are both bills that are making their way through that seem to be pieces of 765, which was the big horror bill we were facing last year.
Oh, it's in
And-
this one.
Yeah, their basically strategy seems to be to break it up into other bills, unfortunately. So I guess all we can do is just try and make a noise about it. And yeah. Anyway, any other comments?
From what I hear, though, I hear that David Willis doesn't support 1047. And I don't think Todd Johnson does either, from what we've heard. So
Yeah.
I don't know how close it is to getting passed or not. It sounds like they're going to get whatever they're going to decide before November. So yeah, we're kind of waiting in the wings to hear, because it's going to impact us. We still have some development left in our village, and it's going to impact us. So
Well, some of it, if you read what the new proposal is, for some of us, it would exempt us from the shot clock. If it's 20,000 cap is where they put it in there, and that would not apply to towns less than 20.
populace?
Yeah, population.
Okay. All right.
But again, that just means it's a matter of time before they get you, if they approve it that way. You get it, you get it.
Give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
Yeah,
Every
you
time
got
someone's
it, exactly. And it's one of these I wrote. I wrote Todd, and
Even with a full staff,
it's impossible. It's impossible. And it does allow for, when the application is deemed fully complete, you get like 10 days to say it's not, and them 10 days to give you the information, then you got so many days to reconfirm that it is or isn't complete. That it goes back and forth, and the 90 days starts once you deem it's fully complete. And then you got a 90, and it's impossible to work. And all it would do, in my opinion, and that's what I wrote Todd yesterday on this, is it will force every small town to have an oversized planning staff to accommodate when a development comes in.
Yeah, and that's an
Because
extra cost. And then
That's an extra cost.
And then they're going to cap our,
Yeah, our
And,
revenue, our taxes.
and what you've done then is shift the cost from the developer for holding and waiting to the towns and everybody in the town through their tax rate. You've just shifted a cost. You've really gained nothing. You've shifted a cost. And I was pretty blunt. I said, if you want to see some people get very upset with whoever is in charge of getting this passed, you will see a lot of people get very upset. And even if anybody associated with any of this will have pitchforks and torches come the next election.
yeah.
You
Well, the
just-
last thing they did was 382, and they're still trying to clean up the mess from that.
They always, and yeah, I did see the home permit in there. There's also stuff for parking and regulating parking in there that's onerous. The permit option thing is limits us, everything. There's just a certain section of it, and I sent Jim and everybody on our council, I kind of pulled it out. These are the sections that really get us, the ones that we have to really be worried with. And I just said, look, this is, our town doesn't support it, and our town has supported you, Willis and Johnson, and if y'all do anything or have any influence on this and you can't stop it, whether you vote for it or not, they're going to take it out on you.
Yeah.
I put it that way. They will take it out on you. And so Todd said he's not going to support it, but, in the end, they all do what they're told, I believe. Or get permission to do something if they know they got the votes. You know what I'm saying. And very disappointed that this is back in there. And but I think we have done a resolution on it. I hope everybody else here has as well, and hope everybody encourages everybody to send a nasty gram to your appropriate
Seems like we have to
legislature.
pass a resolution every meeting about some new bill
Yeah,
like this.
that's all we're doing. And it's disheartening that they're trying to gut our town's authorities. And let us be, and let Stallings do what Stallings wants to do, let Waxhaw do what Waxhaw wants to do, let us all do the way we want to do it in our community, not one size fits all from Raleigh.
100%.
Does everyone in here have the proper CRTPO representation? To all of you have reps going to those meetings? We just got a new person doing it. It's Councilman Tom Mack who's doing it for us. Yeah.
Mayor Murray is our one, yeah.
Good, yes. Yes, I talked to him on the phone a couple weeks ago. Yep.
Sits next to me.
Yeah.
Mayor Murray is our primary and I'm the alternate.
Got it.
Yeah, Jim's CRPTO for us, and I'm
Okay.
the alternate.
Yeah.
Very disappointed in that vote.
What'd you guys? Yeah. What did you guys make of the Monroe 180 on the funding of the toll lanes? Yeah.
Disappointed that the representative, as you know, didn't vote how the council and how the town wanted. And so we were very disappointed. And in fact, CRPTO didn't anticipate that the night that vote was taken. And also with Mint Hill, both those towns thought, everybody thought they were going another way and they went the other.
Yeah. Neither of those two by themselves, the first time, would have tipped it, but the two together were enough to tip it.
Yep.
The disappointing thing was, with Tom, his first time there, the most recent one, and you were there, and, well, we know Brad was there, was that it was no longer a supermajority required because
They finagled it.
to change it. And so it just took Charlotte, Mecklenburg County, Davidson, and Matthews to vote down, revoting it. So the bar was very low at that point to bring it back to a vote and see if we could get Monroe and Mint Hill to switch. But even if they had, it wouldn't have necessarily mattered because it would no longer have required the supermajority because it was the next meeting. So it looked like we were in trouble, and we just wait, and it's another legislative thing. We wait and see what they do, and we have no idea what they're going to. It's kind of like the rattlesnake is underneath the basket somewhere, and we don't know if it's going to strike because it's hard to tell what they're going to do on something like that.
Rick, I got a question for you. The structure of CARPO and basically any outside group that we belong to, is it our job, if I talk, it'll be really loud now, so. Is it our job to get it cleared by our council how they want to vote, or is it our job to vote, because we're appointed to that committee, to do our discretion the best we think we can for our town?
Well, I believe
as
that
Charlotta did.
the intent of the CRTPO bylaws is that it be the discretion of the delegate, which is usually the mayor, because it's one of the few boards that your delegate is appointed by the mayor. It's not appointed by the council. So that's the way so as you know, you would now, you didn't change them probably, but the mayor appoints the delegate. It's usually the mayor, him or herself, and then the alternate. So the intent of the bylaws is I think the delegate is the one who makes the decision, but many municipalities, their boards are, since the mayor on the board itself, on the town council, doesn't have final authority usually, as you know. A council can say, we direct you to vote our way.
And that happened in Waxhaw
and it has
a couple of
happened in
years ago.
Waxhaw, yep.
That's only with enough warning time that a vote is going to happen, and a council meeting happens in between that notice, and then the council meets, and then the vote. But
it's a sloppy little messy thing, and some councils could simply say, well, the agenda comes out exactly a week before the meeting. So as you say, yeah, there may not be a council meeting intervening, and so the council can't always necessarily do that. Sometimes they'll preemptively do it. I mean, at this point, Ed Driggs from Charlotte knew that he's been directed pretty much to do everything that the council tells him to do. And Charlotte City Council meets at least twice a month, so he's kind of, his hands are very tied. So I think that that a lot of special interests have hijacked the actual mission of CRTPO, and the bylaws were flexible enough that they don't say that a council can't direct. I don't think that would work under state law. I don't think that the CRTPO bylaws could tell councils that they can't have the ultimate authority. I think we rely on the good faith of councils. My council has never directed my vote, and I've been the delegate since we've been a member.
And final question, why isn't Robert Burns representing Monroe on Carpo? And
He apparently chose not to, and I don't know why. Some people don't like it.
Well, I'm grateful Brad
Yeah,
was
see,
there.
you would rather, you went there once.
I went once, and I'm like,
And you're saying, thank you, Brad. So
I
that
did.
is the
I did
reason.
say
I think
thank you, Brad.
Burns, and I think sometimes it can be a very important appointment, or it can be a not very important appointment. And when you have a big issue, suddenly it's like, ooh, maybe we should have thought this through and paid more attention to what happens at CRTPO. And I try to just operate in good faith at CRTPO, and I've never regretted any positions that I've taken at CRTPO, and I usually take the majority position, majority of the CRTPO board. But yeah, I think that Burns just didn't have any reason to want to do it, and I think Sir Lute Anthony had been an alternate under James Carr earlier, and I just think they let her take it, and they probably put it on her as a nuisance thing because they didn't know any better. So, Burns was not that experienced in local government issues, as you know, when he ran for mayor.
More experienced at statewide stuff.
Huh?
He's even more experienced at statewide stuff.
Yeah.
Not really.
So anyhow, that's my take on CRTPO, and I kind of am like the elder statesman of CRTPO because I've just been like the permanent.
You've been 10 years plus?
12, yeah,
12.
The permanent delegate for CRTPO, and and I still know about this much. I have a lot of respect for both the TCC members, of which we don't really have one, because Vicki is a planning director, but she's not a transportation planner. You have James Kelly, who I think has gotten a more mellowed approach, and he's been really good. And the county is fortunate to have Bjorn Hansen. So you have some good representation on the TCC, which advises the Board of Delegates. And the staff out of Charlotte, those guys, Bob Cook and Will Snyder and Travis and Neil, they're very good people, really knowledgeable.
So one last question for all of us this time is, do you guys have application fees for your developments? And if so, do you know what they are?
We do, and I haven't memorized them all, but we just raised them all because we hadn't visited them for a long time.
We're running into
We hadn't updated them for a long time,
Same with us.
development.
We just updated ours.
Do you do a staggered or a ladder of dollar amount? Bigger the project, the bigger the fee?
Austin, do you know
Yeah.
fees when a developer wants to develop and they file an application? Is it a one-time deal, and is it one fee for no matter how big the project is, or is it a staggered fee based on size? I know you're clerk and you're not planning, but I was just curious because
There's different fees associated with different stages. I don't know, Lucas,
Okay.
do you know more about planning fees and how they're structured here?
The planning fees here, we've got different fees for
Engineering reviews.
We've got fees for, depending on whether the development is an entirely new one or existing.
so it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all.
It's not a one-size
It's on a
fits
sliding scale, and we just updated all of ours a few months back, all of our fees. Some stayed the same, some went up a little bit.
Yeah.
We updated ours last year and reviewed them, and we went up considerably last year. And it does have over a certain number of lots or whatever, it gets bigger, and all sorts of things in there that help. The bigger the project, the more work we got to do,
Yeah.
the more you're going to get compensated. So it actually increased our development revenue substantially.
Some of this might help offset if the state does go through and push this time frame, speedy time for approvals. That might be the time
The
we
fees will go through the roof.
jack the fees up to the max.
Take a look at that.
especially on staff-intensive applications, big subdivision things with lots of review. Jack it up, you know, I mean, the taxpayers of the municipality shouldn't have to eat that.
We should not be subsidizing development.
And then rushing it through.
I will answer that question. I didn't even know that my staff was working on doing the upping, just looking at all our fees, even the small ones, the simple zoning fee, just everything across the board. And Vicky and Sherelle and even the finance officer got involved. I mean, they really put their heads together, had a comprehensive list. They looked at everybody else's fees. Some of them are newly adopted. Vicky may have talked to some of you, I don't know. And was quite surprised by the pushback from our planning board. Maybe they didn't fully grasp it. They did not want to up anything. They said, we're a low-tax, low-fee municipality, and the finance officer was trying to tell the planning board, but
higher fees will help keep the taxes
higher
low.
fees will keep those taxes low. And there was a lot of pushback, and the chairman of the planning board was really, wanted to raise almost nothing, so we're a little bit right now in limbo, and staff is going back to see what they're going to present to the council. Planning board agreed to a few increases, particularly in appeals, which is a really rare one. I mean, an appeal of the zoning administrator's decision is quite rare. You don't do it very often. But when you do it, it's expensive because usually you've got to hire a lawyer for your board of adjustment plus your municipal attorney. So you got $1,000 to attorneys right there to be at the meeting. And so we did, I think Weddington charges $1,000 for that now. And my planning board did actually agree. Vicky wanted $500. Planning board director didn't want to raise anything. Planning board chairman. She said, no, $1,000 is good for that. So we'll see if that goes through with my board. Because that's, every appeal we hear, which is rare, one a year, one every 2 years, fortunately, but it was losing the town money between hiring two attorneys, doing public notice, doing lots of staff work, often having to do a transcript for a future. If the appeal gets denied, they're going to want a full transcript for the next court step. So it's an expensive process, and fortunately, most of your planning directors don't make mistakes, but it doesn't have to be wrong to get appealed. That's the problem.
That's right. They can just try to get a different answer.
Exactly. So what's funny that you guys are all working on it. We are too, and we're not sure where we're going with it yet, but every dollar counts because that's fee for service. You know, it's it really
Certain things you can charge for. Certain things have to be actual cost reimbursement. There's stuff to it, but I look at it this way: planners aren't cheap.
They sure
and
aren't.
The citizens should not bear the cost of having to pay for all of this. The developers should be paying. If they want to develop, you should be able to get a reasonable portion, I hate to say it, of the planner's salary, if not all of it.
State law says you could recoup all. Your fees could fully subsidize your department according to state law. It's not,
And it's an absolute pittance out of their budget. I mean,
It is. I mean, they have a $100 million development, and they're fighting over $5,000 or $10,000, $15,000 or $20,000, whatever it may be. It takes a lot of work, and I just don't see where it's right for any of us to be footing the bill for them.
I'm going to bring back these comments to my staff because I didn't realize that everybody has been either doing it recently or is in the process of doing it. So
We approved ours at the last council meeting, so our fee schedule is set for the coming year.
good. All right, well, good. Thanks.
Cool. All right, if there are no other comments, I will ask for a motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're adjourned.
Very good and quick.
Bang the gavel.
Thinking of your mother visiting from New Zealand, did I tell you our newest council member, Heather?
Good and quick.
Who